every now and then I like to feature an interesting monitor because I think they're just extremely handy to have as a photographer, but also a hybrid shooter. And I think this one from Osee is very interesting. Now, full disclosure, Osee Tech got in touch, asked if I wanted to look at anything that they provided. I'd heard of them, so I had a little browse. And then I spotted this one, which I'd seen on Curtis Judd's channel. And I thought, you know what? This might actually be interesting. So yeah, here we are with the thing, the Osee Tech Osee G7. It's a 3000 nit monitor. I've actually got the backlight on 0 just to try and get close to half decent exposure for this shot. 0. And that is actually on quite bright today because I wanted to pump up the aperture. Anyway, we're waffling. We're going to look at what you get because it's quite an interesting package. Then we'll have a quick look at the menus. You'll notice it's quite simple, but we're going to look at that properly when I do the unboxing bit, which obviously I've already done, but by the magic of editing, it's going to happen next. And then, yeah, we'll sum up what we think. It's not cheap, but it's also not that expensive. Yeah, anyway, let's crack on. Very cool box, very nice. I do like these Pelly style cases. Not bad at all. That is a nice touch. I mean, you are paying for a decent kit, and it looks like that's what we're getting. So we've got quick start guide, service card. We've got a pretty decent feeling sun hood. Let's just shift that out of the way. We've got the D-tap cable with lockable DC pole end. Yeah, cool, nice. We have, I believe, the trestle arm right there, which is a super nice touch. And actually, yeah, that feels brilliant. Feels really, really nice. Cold steel or whatever. Right, and then we've got the plugs in here. We've got a Euro, we've got a US, and of course, for me, at the moment, a UK. Yeah, sweet. Underneath, I believe, is the V-mount battery plate. That's nice. Okay, that's decent. Come back and put this in here just to keep things tidy for now. That is actually a really, really good case. Well thought out. Wonder how much extra we're paying for it. But it's definitely what we need. So the monitor itself, this could be interesting for focus and exposure reflection, but there you go. What is this? Very light. Hello, Mr. Focus, where are you? There we are. 438 grams. Mounting point there, remote and headphone there. Forgot which way I went now. SD card slot there. So there's two mounting points. On the back we've got the SDI, HDMI in and out. You can only use one or the other, but you can loop and extend, so that's cool. There's your DC in port there. Sony battery in there. That should be okay. We'll look at that. In fact, let's just put that in now just to see how that fares. So got this beast of a battery. Line up. That's in. That seems to be pretty good. And pops out. All right, yeah, absolutely fine. So we've only got one switch here on the back, which is the on-off, which we'll use in just a moment. And we've got this toggle here. So if I just, where is she? Turn the switch. I think I've got it the wrong way around. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to focus. 1, 2, 3. And there it is. She's on. Okay. This feels okay. We'll see how it is. Right. She's ready. And she's away. Now let's just set this up on a stand so we can look at it a little bit better. But yeah, not touchscreen. I think it'll be okay, even though there's only really one control for in use and one for on and off. Feels nice though. I mean, I thought it'd be a bit more of a solid thing, but hey ho, could be cool. The overall kit though, superb, and it seems to use all the real estate it needs pretty well, fairly well. There's not too much to go wrong, although these things have gone wrong for me in the past, but yeah. Let's get it set up. Let's boot this up then. Sorry about any exposure or focus issues, but you'll get the idea. Osee logo. This is all real time. Still waiting. And you get this, which might make you think it's broken if you've never used it before. Now, to access the menus, and as I had to do, switch it out of, if you need to, SDI to HDMI, you've got to just take the toggle, hold it that way for a few seconds, and then you've got the input. Now you can see that my source is now changed to HDMI now. It's not currently connected. You saw it in the intro, of course, connected. So we're just going to go through the settings a little bit at least. Volume, backlight. So I'm going to push across. And then you're up to 10. Let's go back to 0 just for the sake of this exposure. Here you can adjust the ambient temperature. Now I haven't had to play with that too much, but let me try and remember how to get out of this. Click and I'm back. Display rotation, click, and then you can scroll through. There are your options. Not too bad actually, that. Click to get back. That's pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. Hey, look at that. There's your DSLR scales. You've only got a couple, but there you go, if you need to know. Status display, battery, signal. Let's get them all on, that's fine. Calibrations. We can go through these settings. Pretty decent. I'm not going to mess with it too much, because I just want to keep it as it is. Let's see what languages we've got. What is that? They skipped the N. Oh, there's a few languages. Anyway, monitor info, so there you go. Firmware updates, LUTs and factory. So it's actually very, very, very simple. Let's see if I hold it to this way. You can add a set. Remember, not touchscreen, which is actually handy for some. Keeps life a lot simpler. If I hold it down, does anything happen? Looks like it gets rid of that set that you have. Hold it up. Don't think anything is happening there. Okay, fair enough. Right, now if you click it, you can go into some saved settings, but we've yet to set that up. Click to go back out. See, add a new tool. Click, and then you can add. This is where it gets quite interesting. Your ratios. So let's see if we can get a 6:9, add a new tool, safe. Add that to there. Crosshatch level, false colors, zebras, histogram, waveform, vector, all the good stuff that you would expect. It's all in there, and you can lock it, as well as getting your audio meters on the go, which we want to enable, and you can change the location of it. Now, of course, once I get a signal going into it, all this will show up. So that's pretty cool. Let's get out of this. So there's a bit of setup that has to happen at first. Like a center point, so we'll have a center point. There is a bit of a setup, to be fair. You know, you go through the simple setup and then go through all the features that you want, more importantly. So it's a little bit different, but at least everything is there. When it comes to histograms, you do have Luma, and RGB, and you can change the location. That's pretty good actually. Top right, and the opacity. Right, happy days. And what else did I want? The vector. Bottom right, sweet. Right, let's go out and have a play with it then. After some use, it is quite light feeling still, but so far it's surviving, and the carry case really helps move it around safely. I'm not entirely sold on that toggle switch yet. It works well enough, but I feel like it's the weak point when it comes to build and handling, if I'm being really critical. I really like the brightness, of course. Indoors, I can go right to 0, but outdoors, there's so much to play with that I haven't really used the sunshade that much at all. It's a bit glossy, but yeah, the viewing angles are actually really good too. Now, the SD port is standard stuff, absolutely fine, as are the remote and the headphone sockets, albeit again a little on the plastic feeling side, but so far so good. Let us know if you've had any endurance problems. Now, having the option to loop out either HDMI or SDI signals is very welcome. I'm doing it right now, in fact, to monitor myself down there. The screen options, all is present and correct. I don't think I'm missing out on anything. You might have noticed, well, now and in the intro, HDMI latency is actually very good. Now, SDI is a different experience. Bear in mind also, if you shoot over 30 frames per second, you want to look elsewhere. 3000 nits, you'd expect it to get warm, and it does, but it's absolutely fine. I'm glad to say this is handling full brightness outdoors very well. So is it worth it? Well, at $722, yes, I said dollars. I'm not sure how I would have felt, but now it's sitting at around $499 based on everything you get, how it feels and functions, the power options. I think that current price is actually really good. If you can get hold of it, get hold of it. $722 might have been a bit of a stretch for some of us for a mid-level monitor with this feel, but at $499, it's a solid buy.